What is going on, guys? This is Versatile Gaming with my review of Log Horizon episode 21. And this episode, it was definitely very simple, but at the same time it was definitely nice. I will say that I enjoyed the episode quite a bit. So it starts off with Shiroe, and he's working, or he writing down on this paper, and we have Akatsuki, who we all know is like his bodyguard, so she's watching over him. But she asked him, if he was going to the ball, and we all know that thing right there is not really, Shiroe kind of scene. So he said that he's not going to go there. But we actually do go there, and we just see, all the adventurers that we know pretty well. And we have Krusty here, who's, the star. And he's getting all the praise by these lords because they all know that he was the one that did most of the work here. And we have the princess and her two friends, and of course, they're being fangirls. But you can see the princess here. She's really annoyed. But then we actually learned that the battle, it's not over yet because the Goblin King is still around. So it seems that the guy that Krusty defeated, I actually made the mistake in my last review. It was not the Goblin King, but I believe somebody said it was a general. So the Goblin King is still out there, but Shiroe has the plan, and we see so far that it is working as the people of the land and our adventurers here, they are getting along better as they even signed this treaty. So at least, that right there is definitely a good sign. And so now, Shiroe, he thinking of a way so that they can reach, the Goblin King. Because I'm pretty sure right now, or I'm pretty sure they said that, that they're having these quests now. The people of the land are giving the adventurers quests where they're actually going out here and fighting these goblins. And I believe that they're containing them on the west side. I believe that's what it said. But soon enough, we see Ijisu, and she's asking Marie if she can leave her guild and join Log Horizon. And when Marie gives her the okay, you should see that Ijisu is so very graceful. And then you have Rudy here, who's acting very arrogant, but Ijisu quickly puts an end to that. But then we go to Hinata, who's looking for Shiroe. And she's looking everywhere, even under the table for this guy, and she couldn't find him. And of course, Natsuko and Nayanta, they definitely weren't surprised for this. But Hinata here was definitely very annoyed. But when she eventually, does find Shiroe, he quickly, gets away and asks Akatsuki here to take the fall for him. And we see that, normally we have Akatsuki here always freaking out whenever Hinata is nearby, and we see her, hugging her. And so you could tell that Akatsuki right now is very, something definitely bothering her, because this right here is not her normal reaction. But we have Shiroe who was walking, and we have this woman who I have no idea who this could be, because this is our first time ever seen her, even though we didn't see her full face. But she was talking to these children, and she was telling her a story that was very similar to the actions that happened in the last episode about how Shiroe here made Rudy into an adventurer. And it was just so weird how she knew about this, and it was definitely rather odd as well how she knew the story exactly. But just when she's about to say something happened to the wizard, who we all know is supposed to be Shiroe, she had to stop the story. And so we see her she walking away from the children because she said that was the end for today, and she out of nowhere she disappears. So I have no idea who the woman is or what she's planning, but it's just really weird. But we have Shiroe going to that sage, and they're talking, of course, and we actually learn that somebody has also created a new kind of magic that was similar to Shiroe. And I believe that the place that this magic was created, it was called Minami. And so I wonder, what kind of magic did this person create that it's on the same scale as Shiroe's, because the sage said that both of these spells, they are world-class magic. So I do wonder, what's going on now, and why are people making these kind of spells? Because clearly, if everybody knows this and figure it out, then that right there is not going to be a good thing, because they gonna make some world-breaking spells, to be honest. But after Shiroe was done talking to the mage, he actually, gets caught by Hinata, and he dragged to the party. And so then we have Rudy talking to, Toya and Minori, because he is going to join Log Horizon. And so that right there is pretty cool. And it does kind of suck because at one point we see Shiroe, and she had went to Nayanta, and she was saying, that she couldn't join Log Horizon. So it does kind of suck to see that, one of the members of this little group here that we have, come to like and see, grow as characters, not being able to come along. It is kind of sad, but I do respect Shiroe, and she is a strong character with like sticking with her original guild and not really going with the person she loves and with her friends. So I will give her props for that. But we have Krusty and the princess here, and they were dancing, and it was just so hilarious, like these two interaction. I always love when these characters are together. But we get this little flashback between the king and the princess, and he was saying that even though they had thanked the adventurers, they really have no more obligation to them. So really, the people of the land, they can basically turn their back on the adventurers and let them deal with like any problems that might come their way on their own. But at least we learned that they are going to establish this embassy, in Akihabara. I'm probably saying that wrong, but you got the one I'm talking about. They're actually going to establish an embassy there, and of course they're going to send an ambassador, and that person is going to be the princess. And so we see that this princess, she is like the true definition of a sloth, because that basically what she wants to be. And it was so hilarious how Krusty was saying that she could not go 3 days without taking a shower, and that right there she made me laugh so much because it was so freaking hilarious. But now we go out to the dance floor, and we have all the character dancing. We had Shiroe and Nayanta, Ijisu and Rudy. Even though she like so mad the dog, and so she was like laughing at that. But we also have Marie and Natsuko, and we have that like one guy in her guild. He was just like devastated by that. But I gotta say, I am definitely liking this like Natsuko and Marie pairing. Even though Marie can definitely be a little overbearing, I do hope that the Natsuko does end up with her. But then we have Shiroe and Akatsuki, and they were like on the top level, and they were like watching everybody talking, and you could just see that Akatsuki, she was like really tense. But eventually, she actually does give in to him, and they do dance. And I gotta say, even though we didn't see it, I am at least glad that Akatsuki finally got that dance that she wanted. So of course, after this ball here, we actually see that everybody had this like little sort of celebration going on, because the princess, she actually does come there, and we all know that she's gonna stay there for now, and she just has so many fans that you could tell that they were all happy for her. But then we have Minori, who were like studying over the notes that Shiroe made for her, and Shiroe actually comes to her. And at first, when Minori was like talking to him, I thought that she might be confessing, but she actually wanted to know what he thought about her skills. So I'm pretty sure she got nervous right there and just backed out of really doing what she wanted. But we see now that now it's like in October and autumn's here, and Marie actually get this idea to have a festival. And I believe it's called the Scale Festival. So at least now we know what's going on in the next episode. But for some reason, I'm like I have a bad feeling about this, because we have 4 episodes left. So I'm pretty sure that the Goblin King, he will be making another move soon. I have a feeling that all these adventurers that are now, they might run into some trouble. But we also learned that Shiroe, he actually he actually spread the rumor about how when you die, you lose your memories. Oh, and also people were like definitely talking bad about Shiroe. Like we saw the case not like once but twice, as at the ball we heard Minori, she heard people talking badly about him, and then again when like people heard that the round table, they had knew about this but hid it, they were saying that they definitely saw Shiroe as the kind of person that would like keep that a secret as well. So I definitely think that like people have the wrong idea about him. Shiroe is definitely not a bad guy, even though in some scenes or instances he might come off as it. But Shiroe is definitely a pretty good character. I mean, he's definitely a good guy, but like, people think of him as bad, even though he has done so much. But like I said, this episode, it was very simple, but at the same time, it was definitely good. I did wish, though, that we would have saw, Akatsuki and Shiroe dancing, because even though they were both beginners, I'm pretty sure that scene right there would have been really good. But as always, please do not forget to like the video and subscribe, because that really helps me out. And you guys take it easy, and I will see you all next time.